5 seconds remaining.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Game number 2 of the series, DC versus VGJ.Storm. And right now, DC up 1-0, of course, in this best of 3. So looking forward to seeing if we got a game 3 ahead of us, or if this will be it in favor of DC. And this potentially could be it for the night. But VGJ.Storm, definitely a team that most certainly could put up a great fight and force a third game. Could see that. I'm Breaky CBK. Joined by Kyle here, Captain of Complexity, as my co-caster. And we have a draft underway. Slaughter, first pick for Storm. Interesting. Bane puck response, but sounds like you are there, Kyle. Slaughter, first pick. That's something.
VGJ, they ban out the Tiny because, honestly, no one solved that hero yet. And they take out the Clock, which is one of Bulba's best heroes, and a Slaughter counter. Get rid of the Omni, so that, at least DC would have to beat them in a different way. And then they go Slaughter, which I don't mind. Bane Puck, very good opener from DC. I think both those heroes are pretty underrated right now. And Rubik from VGJ.
Yeah, on the second pick spot right there. So, yeah, we saw Slaughter, and it was by Storm, that's right. So they did pick up Slaughter in the previous series. So, again, clearly a hero that maybe they're getting more comfortable with themselves. Flea going to be playing it, but yeah, as I was even mentioning in that game, I mean the whole the change that he got with his sprint, especially running that 700 move speed in the river. Could you even do you think potentially leveling that up first over your crush would be good, like getting level 4 there first?
That's what people were doing before it was even haste in the river.
Yeah.
And now that you have that as well, there's like really no reason to ever be maxing your stun before your Q. It's just so good. And it pays for itself when you just collect the bounty runes. I think that's the silliest thing about it.
Well, we're going to see that in action, I'm sure, here again. Probably Flea. Expect him to play it. I also mentioned in that previous series, Lifestealer seems to come to mind as a great core option with that hero, the amp damage that he provides to the Corrosive Haze, and then Lifestealer jumping out, being able to wreck them quickly is up there on the list of strong, obviously, synergy. So we'll see if that comes about for VGJ.Storm when it comes to their position 1. But DC, it's their third pick now, Viper Medusa ban, and you had Beastmaster, Nature's Prophet on the other side from Storm. Happening right here.
Yep.
So.
The thing about VGJ's draft right now, Rubik, Slaughter, both they're very solid, leaves your draft open, give you plenty of catch, but both heroes amplify the damage their team is going to do. And they're very low damage themselves, so they need to make sure, and I think that's part of the reason the Viper Medusa get banned by DC. You really want to pick these heroes and then have like a ton of damage from some ranged hero that can accelerate really quickly and then inevitably do structure damage as well. So I'm not really sure the direction they're going to go with this, but I kind of like DC's opener. I think Bane, you were talking about Lifesteal. Like, Bane is a hard counter to Lifestealer, and I really feel it's the same with Slardar, so
okay,
we'll see what happens.
Dire team pick.
Sand King in the third spot for DC. Being a position 5 yourself, Kyle, I mean, Bane obviously has been getting a lot of attention in this patch right here. Have you felt the power that is Bane? Do you think Bane is actually a really powerful support, or is he maybe being overdone a little bit, you think? Or
it's so hard because the thing about opening with a hero is that you need to it has to be open. Like you can't have it where it gives away like your lanes or too much of your draft. And when you pick up Bane, it can synergize with so many different things. Excuse me, sorry. That I think that the fact that he's so strong in lane and Enfeeble is so annoying to deal with, like no matter what, Bane can always run to a lane, enfeeble the enemy, and secure that lane for his team. So I'd say it's the same concept as like an ogre in like different ways, where he helps get his cores online and then throughout the game is going to assist them. It's more, it's closer to like a tree, I guess.
Yeah.
But they take the Lifestealer on DC. Interesting. Okay. They're trying to deny it from VGJ, and it's another one of those Mason heroes. Like DC, I swear, for the last like 2 to 3 years, their core of that team in Mason and Bulba and Demon, they all have like this 3 to 5 comfort hero that they very rarely deviate from. And I'm sure they can, and they do occasionally. But when given the opportunity, like Mason wants to play Sven, Lifestealer, and Weaver.
Yeah. And, you know, I was actually talking about it in the previous series, too, at the co-caster out there, where when a new patch happens, I feel like that could be a strategy, too, right? Where you're going to go back to those comfort heroes, if anything, just to see how they work in the new patch, to see if all of a sudden, okay, this hero that I really like to play is now even that much more powerful. So perhaps, you know, a little bit of that idea, too, kind of happening in this case for DC, as you're talking about with Mason's Lifestealer.
It's also like people forget, you know what I mean? Like Omni Knight's been top of the win rate in pubs for years, and he kind of shows up here and there, and then it's like, oh shit, Omni's in the game, and then he gets banned for like a week, and then it's like, okay, we'll leave Omni, we'll see what happens, and then, you know, nobody notices, nobody picks it, and then for like 2 months there's no Omni in any pro games, but then it's like, ha, got him. Last pick Omni, and then you just groan. You're like, yeah, now it's like, oh god, we got to deal with this now. It's funny because Bane is the perfect example of that whole idea, where Bane was not picked at TI, and obviously got some buffs in this last patch, but he's still doing the same shit he would have been able to do at TI. It's just that now he's like meta, so you don't feel cheap anymore picking Bane.
Speaking of cheap, Death Prophet. No, I guess that doesn't really fit. But Death Prophet for VGJ.Storm as their third pick. And
I like that pick. I like that pick a lot. The silence is super strong here, and it's really good synergy with Slardar. I like that pick even more. That is an excellent selection. I like the direction VGJ's draft is going. If you look at the way these team fights might go down, a Slardar blinks in, crushes somebody, DP and Terrorblade run in. Everyone on DC has got to get the hell out of Dodge. Lifestealer cannot play Dota against Terrorblade, and now they're in a position. The Sand King, I think, the Sand King should be a core at this point. I'm not really sure. They need something now to deal with this Terrorblade, and they still haven't really dealt with the Death Prophet either. So I'm not really sure the direction DC goes with this, but I'm very scared anytime my Lifestealer gets counterpicked by Terrorblade, because the Bane and the Lifestealer just do absolutely nothing to this hero, and the amount of they're just gonna have so much pressure from this hero. There's no real natural tower pusher on the DC lineup, and 2 very, very good tower hitters on the VGJ.Storm lineup. So we shall see.
It's and only one more pick to go, as you're talking about. This really is putting DC in a bit of a bind here. Feels for them. They banned Tidehunter with their final ban. You figure Storm needs that offlaner, of course, so understandable that Tidehunter is up there on that list. But as far as who Storm is going to go when it comes to needing a strong offlaner, you saw Underlord in the previous series today, so maybe that's something on the list of potential.
It's maybe, but I don't know. I think VGJ just has to keep it simple. Just pick. I love the Zeus ban. That's a really, really solid ban. That hero would have been very annoying for them. And while it might not like fit DC's draft the best, it definitely gives them an answer to the Terrorblade. And it kind of dumpsters DP as well. Bad. Yep, I like it. Super good against the Lifestealer in lane. And once again, you're in the scenario where VGJ will have a pretty big advantage in both of their side lanes, regardless of how these lanes end up. And it just fits the core concept of their draft, which is you can't kill us, and if you can't kill us, we're going to stand here and hit your buildings while you run back to the well.
Choose your hero.
Does Invoker help with that? It's now the ultimate question.
It's a very good pick. Invoker, if you ask any of these like legendary Invoker players, they'll tell you they really enjoy playing against Terrorblade. You just have so much to deal with him. It's a pretty good... I would prefer to be the DP in the matchup, but if the Invoker gets ahead, gets a couple Sunstrike kills, they have a lot of natural setup, the Lifestealer, the Bane, and the Sand King, then he can take over the game, but I'm concerned for DC. I think if they lose one team fight at an inopportune time in the mid-game, it'll just snowball. Eventually, Ritsu is going to have Manta Diffusal BKB, and he will be able to essentially 1v5 DC with a little assistance from his friends Slardar and Abaddon, just keeping him alive, adding some bonus damage, and hitting structures.
I'm wondering, is a Quas-Wex Invoker of potential here for DC in the hands of Qualifier? Is it going to be more of that Exort, you think, needing those Sunstrike kills earlier on and excelling that way instead?
I am not sure, to be honest. I think you just go Quas Exort nowadays. Like, there's no real reason. There's too much Sunstrike setup for him to go Quas Wex.
Yeah.
And You just don't farm fast enough. You don't accelerate, and you just kind of gonna get run over. I think if you're Quaswex.
Fair enough. All right, but yeah, Quickfoot definitely one that does come to mind as far as solid Invoker players nowadays. So excited to see what he brings to the table for DC.
No flame on Koifa, but I haven't seen him play Invoker in like a year or two. If I were like I'm used to like this Abed Invoker, this Miracle Invoker.
Okay.
And when
Prepare for battle.
those players, when they get that hero, like they inspire fear in their enemies. Koifa, well, we'll see. We'll see what he can bring to the table.
I used the word good. I didn't say great by any means, or the best of the best.
It was implied. It was implied.
Well, might have been implied. Fair enough. Yeah, so we'll see if he proves us wrong, or proves you wrong, I guess, in that sense. But Sunstrike, of course, leveled up, so yeah, he's going the Quaswex sort. It seems like just too much setup, as you're getting at. Smoke, Storm.
It's crazy. They buffed the regen Quas gives, and Invoker with level 2 Quas, which you can achieve at level 4, has 14 health regen a second.
It's pretty absurd, yeah. You put that Quas up, you're good to go. Puck, uh-oh.
No.
He's probably dead. Oh, maybe not. No, good. Did his
He
darnest.
should have lived there, but he got caught napping, and he died. Good lift by Stan. I think MSS was actually standing on the low ground by accident, like a little too far down the stairs, and then he got killed. Are they going to kill more? No. Wait, did Jimmy?
Demon. Oh, wow.
Jimmy?
TP in 1.
Where's Jimmy?
All right, well,
Dude, this is Jimmy things right here. He's going to run all the way to the right and then TP after, like, eating 2 more trees. Maybe he'll pull the off lane first. Hey, look at this. 2 more?
1 more tree here. Oh, no, he's going to... You're
Am I right?
You know Demon.
Do I know Jimmy things, or do I know Jimmy things?
Both watching and obviously a former teammate of yours talked about as well, so apparently you know him pretty well. Yeah, he gets out of there at least. That's the key.
Jimmy doesn't care about winning games of Dota. He cares to make plays.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. As long as you get a highlight on odd shot, does it really matter if you win? Like personally, that's why I pick Kunkka, because all I got to do is hit a boat, and it's like, screw it, I did my job.
Odd shot in 2017. Jesus, Kyle. What year are we in?
Hey man, a hipster dude.
All right, G's are ready. Pause is over. We're going back in. Terrorblade Rubik in the offlane, by the way. So yeah, Ritsu Terrorblade finding himself in an aggressive duel lane here at the bottom. Pops the Metamorphosis right away. And they're pushing. Demon taking some harass, but yeah, what do you make of this? Terrorblade offlane, or more so just being an aggressive duel lane again.
This is what they want. You want your TV. TV has 11 armor, so you really want to be up against this this Lifestealer, 100%.
Yeah. He's not concerned at all.
Feels good. Yep, and Rubik is going to just have this easy peel. Like, it's going to be really difficult for Bulba to make anything happen in this lane. In the meantime, Flea is just going to run around mid, pressure this Invoker, and I think VGJ.Storm will have a big advantage in this laning phase. Abaddon also does very well against Puck. Puck's damage output is rather static, and as you can see here, like, Snake can kind of just run at him, and Puck will always have to turn around and flee, so it's a difficult match. They'll trade, but Abaddon will lane a lot better than other heroes might.
Curse of Avernus as well as the Mist Coil leveled up, so not even getting the shield at this point. Snake King just harassing over and over with that Mist Coil. In fact, Flea gonna try to harass even more with him. Puts the Crush out. Has that orb. And he will make it out there with the phase shift as well, but again, plenty of damage. They weren't going for the kill, just simply making him use of regen. Instead down there, or up there even. So middle matchup, you got Invoker versus the Death Prophet. Invoker, and has that Exor for helping with the last hitting here. He's 9-4 currently against Death Prophet, who's 6-1. So Quickfoot's actually winning this matchup so far.
He's a lot of base damage advantage at this point.
Yeah.
And he does have the 2 in Quas too, so he really cannot be harassed out of this lane, which makes it very easy for him to pressure the DP. Previously in this matchup, I actually might have underestimated how well Invoker would do, because DP usually can pressure an Invoker, force him to buy extra regen, like get the double null first, but Koifa just literally doesn't care because he's going to get so much regen with Quas up. Yeah, he's sitting at 12.6. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah, Soul Siphon doesn't really care, or Spirit Siphon even. Doesn't care about that, really, seems like. It breaks right there. You mentioned top lane, Abaddon 12-0. You got Puck 12-2 though, so MSS again, when it comes to last hitting at least, he's actually managing pretty good in the earlier game right here. So it seems like the lanes overall are going okay as far as really just even here between the two teams. Yeah, it's only 3 minutes in. No lift on a life stealer, just more pressure. Metamorphosis again. Meanwhile, middle lane, Death Prophet goes down. That was a Sunstrike kill, I'm guessing. As I'm watching this bottom action, Demon, he's found by Flea off to the side. Metamorphosis Ritsu, he's just running at him with the auto attacks. Demon trying to juke and jive in the trees over here, but a couple more auto attacks, and there you go. Terrorblade credit for the kill. Mason, can he make his way out? It looks like ring around the rosy time. He's fine, but had to kite them for a while. Yeah, Death Prophet going down the middle lane.
Well. Top lane, snaking. Will he get the deny? Get the deny. Got it. Yep, I saw that coming.
Good job there. Also, all three lanes. They didn't
set up a Sunstrike, unfortunately, or that would have certainly been a kill. But
yeah,
it's a really good rotation from Bulba. That's the key to this game. Is just he understands like this lifestealer bottom. He'll suffer a bit, but as you can see, like he's losing, but he's in the lane. He's doing okay. But you can't help. Like you really cannot help this lane. You will not kill the Terrorblade. So just get your Invoker ahead. He's the hero that really takes you to victory in this game. And a little assistance on the puck too, because once the puck has that level advantage, like he does much better against the Sabaton, but they're actually going to just switch lanes.
Are scanning.
They scan out the skank mid as well.
Yeah. That's pretty big, because, yeah, Quickfoot could have been in trouble right here, but as you mentioned, they scan it out. Top lane again. Snake King is going to fall. You see back to the middle lane, they still go on him, and they're going to get Invoker, it looks like. He obviously doesn't have that Ghost Walk yet. No points in the Wex, and they just easily collapse onto him. So despite scanning to see them, he still played aggressive enough to get caught there in that middle. Collapse from VGJ.
That's what I call a triggering death, because the support that scans to save the mid player, only to watch the mid player inevitably die, is triggered.
Yeah, that would be frustrating. So Quickfoot's back, but definitely a death that maybe shouldn't have happened, but Death Prophet liking that.
Yeah, it's just Dota things, man. Maybe he like plays back and then they dive him with the creep wave and he dies anyway, but he misses the 2 CS he would have got. Like, it's hard to say. Like, it comes down to like 100 or 200 units being the difference between death and life, you know?
Yeah.
Dota's one of those, it's a hard game. Bot lane, puck getting dove, lifted on the orb, so he's dead. Well played, bot. Stan held his lift to ensure that he could get the kill, because if Puck just orbs out into the trees there, he will live, and now they can pressure with the meta on the tower.
Middle lane. Nightmare on to Death Prophet, but realizing that with Slaughter nearby, probably not going to make a kill happen, so just kind of walk it off. Sunstrike is ready to go for Invoker, though. Bottom lane, Sand King lifted up. Burrow strikes away. A lot of damage already coming out, though, with the Metamorphosis of Ritsu. And the Mist Coil, not enough to finish the job on Bulba. So he will manage to live, actually, and make it out. The bottom tower still has plenty of life, too. I thought it might have been going down here, but that Metamorphosis, it's going to be wearing off in the near future. So it should still stay up for the time being. Sunstrike here going off. Oh, it does connect on a Slaughter. Well placed there. Right, Quickfoot. Turn kill out of it. And they are probably going to lose the tower, though. So it is going to be enough damage from VGJ.Storm.
I want to make sure. I want them to preserve like good glyph top, but they need to get here fast. Okay, good, because this is good by VGJ. They want to pressure towers early, but they really don't want to end up trading even too much damage on this top tower. I'd like it to stay above 800, just so they can feel safe in the safe. Abaddon coming back.
Oh, under 700 now, so maybe not as safe. Demon. Uh-oh, he's a little bit too committed here. Feels like his Demon sets up the Sunstrike, though, and he will get set up the kill in the end. So yeah, that Nightmare, obviously perfect setup for a Sunstrike. And he is going to die in the end, but and they got a kill out of it for Quickfoot. Mason, he's still manning up. He's got an infest. Yeah, he'll just pop that right there. Healing up.
It's all to preserve the catapult. They took that last wave, and the catapult just took that tower down to 240 while we were talking. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is. Jeez. Things do a lot of damage now. Middle lane, Ryoya is in trouble. Sunstrike, but he doesn't have mana for it, actually, so not going to be happening right here, but might not be necessary. This is an Exorcism as well. I guess it was going to be wearing off shortly, but still. Big kill right there. On to the Death Prophet again coming out. And yeah, Quickfoot's definitely feeling some farm, and he just about has his hand of Midas, 7.5 minutes in. Double no talisman. It seems like he's actually looking pretty good here early on. Invoker.
Yep. He's going to have Midas at like 8 minutes. Like,
yeah.
that's fantastic here. The Sunstrikes are really nice when you get the kill, because not only is it a huge XP boost, but obviously you get the gold, faster Midas, faster Ags, faster total game domination. But we'll see what happens. I think VGJ still in a fine position. They want this Rubik to get 6. They want their Slardar to get 6, but in the meantime, they're just going to farm. I think they need to look to group up and take another tower as soon as possible, because that's really what's going to give them a foothold into this game.
Radiant's middle tower.
They're going to have a lot of troubles dealing with an Infest Bomb puck. And once again, DC sort of understanding their timings. They're going to go Midas on Invoker, Midas on Lifestealer. And it's the same as the previous game where they can't really defend this tower. Like, as you can see, they group up, Metas popped, DP ult at the ready. But, oh, wow, huge meteor. Holy shit. There you go.
That's one way to do some damage. He gets him to below half life even, but you know, I mean, he's going to be fine, of course. But yeah, QuakeBud is trying to say hello at least. Top lane, tower's going to fall. It doesn't matter who gets it. Snaking pops that borrow time, surviving for now. Mason, he's living life on the edge, maybe a little bit too much, and he goes down. He got the tower kill, but comes at a massive cost for his life, of course. Jimmy going to set this up. No Sunstrike now. It's going to be taken off by Rubik. Avoids the Pearl Strike stun. Oh, the Nightmare almost hurt them more than helped them, but obviously you wanted to CC Abaddon right there. He's just going to live as long as he can.
I can't, I swear to God, I can't cast, like, okay, interesting. That was a play. So they get mid-tower. DC gets top tower. Mason definitely didn't want to die there. He was making that same play with Infest at the ready, but unfortunately, like, just kind of got a bit outplayed. The creeps died around him. The lift was well timed, and that's kind of the power of Abaddon. Like, you just hit the Lifestealer, and there's not much Lifestealer can do about it. It's one of the few heroes that can actually trade with the Lifestealer. Try doing that with Centaur, you're gonna feel real bad.
Yeah, so obviously, fun exchange there at the top lane. You got bottom lane. MSS is pushed up 8-bit, 1570 gold saved up, so that Blink Dagger seems like it's coming along pretty nicely for him. It's a pretty obvious item. Not as obvious as the Death Prophet. I know, like a Yule Scepter comes to mind, but is there something else that you would rather see, you think? Oh, that's going to give it again.
I don't really know, man. That hero's weird. There's so many items you could buy that I have no real idea what's most optimal. And in this game, I don't know. I feel like Yule's was really kind of shadow buffed just with the removal of all these dispel mechanics, specifically Diffusal. So
yeah, in
this game, like a Yule's into a Silence, Yulesing off an Alacrity, the Bane's Grip, stuff like that can all be really, really strong. Top lane, Abaddon, top hitting Lifestealer in the face, has a full stick too.
Hey, he should be good here. I mean, obviously they have Sunstrike now, but he's keeping his distance. He knows this, although he's going to be caught by the Sand King. There's a Sunstrike, and that's a kill. Yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh, the perfect positioning.
Well placed, indeed.
It's all set up by this ward, though. They saw him run back instead of looking to TP, and then boom, Bulba connects, easy Sunstrike kill. And Qualifier gets even more gold.
Radical thought right here. Just asking though. Curious on your opinion on it. Death Prophet. What about something like a Kaya? One of the new items here.
It's not bad, but I think it's better. Kaya is better suited for heroes that are really like spamming constantly and that rely on just massive amounts of magical damage.
Yeah.
Pugna, Lesh, Zeus, etc. Storm. DP doesn't really. It's just not the same sort of hero. You kind of need to tank up more so than increase your raw damage output.
All right, so probably not Gaia.
Probably not. Never know, though. When you watch NA Dota, you're more often wrong than right, regardless of what it is you guess.
Very true.
That's even counting my own game. Sometimes I look at the items my teammates buy, and I'm just like, holy shit, like, what happened here, guys?
Well, speaking of your games and items that we see for you, like Helm of the Dominator, man, you were notorious for that, especially I don't know as much this patch, but is that something you guys still do, or is it maybe died off again this patch?
Honestly, man, I don't know. Oh, God, that's not... What?
Oh, this is interesting. Mason? Okay, well, he's in the creep. They know this, but no one's really coming, so he should be fine, I guess.
There's nothing they can do. They can't deny their creep, and they pop DP ult, so he's just going to hang out and...
wait it out, and maybe go for a turn kill. No. Is Sunstrike's ready? Oh, this is going to be a turn kill. Do they go before? It's a little bit too far now. Other way. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, if he stuck around a little bit longer, that's probably a kill on Death Prophet.
Yep. That's a really good play by Mason. That's an experienced play because by just sort of running at the DP, there's no one else there. He's not. There's nothing to really threaten the DP, but by just pressuring him like that, he gets a spell, and then now this bottom push, like this is gonna get a tier 2, but the DP is under a tower. They have no exorcism, and now he's falling behind. He's already 2k behind the Invoker at net worth. That's never gonna get better. Like he hasn't even finished his first item yet. Invoker's 1,000 from Ags, Breaky.
He's very close. Yeah, and Ags completely changes his hero, as anyone knows that watches this game here. Invoker feels so much better with it. And yeah, 1,000 having that item. That's insane. 13 and a half minutes. He's going to have like a 15-minute axe here with the Midas. That is ridiculous. Oh, top lane. DP's in trouble. A lot of DP's coming in. Spirit Siphon healing him up. He'll be fine. They kill Sand King. Mason realizing, yeah, all the support's coming in. He had to get out. Bane will also escape. So they do lose a Sand King, but considering the resources used, I guess it's okay for DC there. But Terrorblade, he's farming some Ancients now.
The big advantage for VGJ right now is that their slider has a blink and the Sand King does not. In addition, the TB is still the strongest hero in the game and will be for quite some time. So at any point, if they can land, Midas picked up on a Abaddon as well, by the way. If they can land a stun onto Invoker or Slider, the TB will just kill everybody. So they need to utilize that to exert map control, but as you can see, DC once again getting their wards off first. Very good vision now placed in the dire jungle, so it'll be pretty easy to read VGJ's movements from now on, assuming they, use their wards. They have another one on the hill for a little bit, bottom jungle.
Yeah, it's a DC ward there. See if they can find anybody in that area. Death Prophet nearby. By the way, he is going to Yules. Talking about his item progression. What he may go for. Ooh, Bane, Sand King. They almost found Terrorblade. Epicenter ready, Sunstrike, Fiend's Grip. I mean, that was definitely a kill. These kids, I mean, anytime a Bane and a Sand King can come together, especially with an Invoker teammate on a hero like that, you could. Oh, speaking of that vision, maybe Death Prophet now. Yeah, this is a kill. There you go. Sunstrike. He's gonna wait for the stun. Not gonna go for the Epicenter, but again, it's not needed. Brain Sap is enough, but might lose Jimmy in the end, aka Demon here. Gonna be found by Abaddon and Rubik. I love it. Middle lane, okay. They're gonna go into Sand King, Corrosive Phase. Quick Buzz nearby, not the most mana to work with though. And
I just laughed. Jimmy accepts his death so quickly and immediately starts running in the direction of the enemy base to waste as much time as possible. Like, that's why I'm laughing, because it's just he's at 90%, but he's like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna run at the base.
I'm taking damage.
It's like really fun to watch.
It's like a trigger of his. It's like a Dark Willow, but I guess it would be the other way, running towards their base there. Mason. Okay, he's fine. He's got his Armla now. Again, he mentioned the hand so, yeah, that's what I was going to say too. Invoker got one, of course, but Life Stealers are talking about. I see Abaddon's going for his, so proving to be a pretty popular item this game. So 3 right now. And we see across the board, but Terrorblade, he's the important hero on the side of VGJ.Storm, and Manta style, it's coming along with the Dragon Lance finished on top of that, so he almost has it actually, but again, Invoker with that Axe now finished especially. Already another 1,000 gold saved up. This really is an insane farm. And he's been middle like basically the whole game. It's just, again, the Sunstrikes are just so good. He's 4-1-3 at this point, and probably another kill. Oh, okay, kinda. Going to Death Prophet. Will they get Slaughter as well? Sunstrike off to the side, I hear. Yeah, they get Flea and they get Death Prophet. So it's a little bit scary there as far as the coordination for a second, but you know what? They planned it out and they executed it very well in the end.
It's just DC, like I saw some angry, that was interesting. Some drawing on the map coming up from, I believe, Bioria there. But this is the first mover's advantage in Dota, where DC gets their wards down first, and they get a kill off that, delay VGJ's timing, and then they're again making the first move. So even though Terrorblade's got meta up, he's got a Yasha, Dragonlance, like he's still very strong. They have a blink before, they had that blink before even the core puck did, but since they didn't make the move, now DC has tempo, they force them top again, Mason's going to TP back to Fountain, and again the double Midas. Invoker still not participating in the game with the exception of collecting Sunstrike gold. And this is getting scary for VGJ. Their timing is waning. They need to get a Roche. They need to get a tower.
Yeah.
And they really need to use Exorcism for a big fight. Level 12 DP. They do smoke up right now. They got to get something done.
Yeah, I feel like, speaking of a fight, let alone pushing a tower. I mean, we saw the middle tower push kind of, but he died with that earlier. You saw the top lane trying to kill Lifestealer. Ended up being a waste of sorts. But, yeah, not really using the objective push with that Exorcism just yet in its full. So definitely something they want to look to do. And they're trying to find a smoke ink right here. But, again, Mason just reads it quickly enough. I don't know if that was a read or just simply happened to be coincidence. But he'll fall back. Thus, the smoke ink is denied. Although Blink, okay, that's actually picked up by Sand King there. So now Sand King has his own Blink, Volva does. And guess who they find? Good friend Jimmy. Alright, so they get something out of it. And now Roshan? Okay.
If you're DC, you fight this.
Yeah. Without Bane,
Pop
but
the Exorcism, yep. This is the fight for the game right here. I think Puck, go get your Lifestealer, and then go for the... Oh, this... Oh, God, I forgot even Invoker Ags is just going to continue.
I was going to say, they got Invoker, so... Okay, but it's not going to be fast enough. They actually... Well, they do kill Roshan, that is. Buck goes in, on a side of the Lifestealer Infest bomb. Didn't really hit, though. However, big epicenter on the backlines. Terrorblide's caught. Sunstrike on both, and down goes Terrorblade. The Aegis is going to be popped coming out here, so he comes back up now. His Sunder is ready to go as well. They killed Sand King. Demon, he's going to fall. MSS jumps into all 5 heroes. He'll pick off Rubik, and now he's going to be a distraction of sorts. Running the other direction, actually. So they burn the Aegis right away. They do lose 2, potentially 3 heroes, as they will, on a Puck there. Okay.
That's still good for VGJ.
You think?
Like, they wanted that fight, and it doesn't matter that the Aegis is gone. Like, neither Terrorblade nor DP is really a good Aegis carrier because they both have an ultimate ability that kind of needs to be used to siege, the meta for TV and the ult for DP. So if you die with meta up, as an example, you don't really want to continue fighting. So they are fine trading that Aegis. They get kills, and now they're going to get towers. I think if DC had been a little quicker, they might have been able to set up something, but they also had this really nice ward scouting them out right outside the pit, and that really won the fight for VGJ.
Yeah. Right there, yeah. So Vision, as usual, definitely playing a big role when it comes to winning these fights. So VGJ.Storm, no Aegis, but as you talked about, they get an objective still out of it. In the top lane, and more farm for the Terrorblade, as well as a Death Prophet specifically. Also, what about Abaddon? That Radiance is getting very close now. 3630. Gold saved up on him, so almost has a Sacred Relic and a pattern to follow. So definitely going to be a nice key item to have here for him. But on the other side, Invoker actually picks up an Ultimate Orb. We'll see what he turns that into. It's one of those cases, it could be a couple of items here. Lincoln's and Scythe come to mind as far as the initial ones.
I'm not sure. I think it could be either one here. I feel like Hex is really strong because Abaddon can't cleanse it anymore.
Yeah.
There's another item that was buffed by this recent patch because cleanses and dispels kind of just took a hard nerf as you just can't get rid of Hex, but we'll see. I like this though. He's got bots up, so he can just start ratting now, and the rest of his team can play as 3 or 4. They pop the DP ult mid, and what Mason?
Yeah, Mason kind of going man mode right there. He rages up though and runs away. Meanwhile, Demon gets caught, and it does feel like DC's almost like going in one by one of sorts. And speaking of that, MSS goes in, but he's a little bit safer. Pops a borrowed time. And they pop Fortification. Gonna save the tower for now. Probably gonna go down. Just okay, taking a little bit longer.
It's more just Koifa. Koifa's threat in this top lane. You can't do anything. They're gonna pursue mid. They're gonna get Stanking here.
Back to the middle. There's that Sunstrike, and Invoker's going to be the one to get it. Not only is he split pushing, but he's getting kills. You know, the bottom of the map, that's the power of Invoker.
I think he'll probably end up going for a Lincoln's, I think. He's just going to try and stay alive and continue playing the style. Hex would be more of like, hey, let's go, like, get a pick off, end the game here. But his draft, they're going to... They need like a 6-slotted Invoker here, honestly. Like, he needs to do tons of damage, he needs to spam his spells, and they're really counting on Invoker to just kind of carry this game.
A soldier's fortune.
Okay, he goes.
I don't know, this can still go either way. I still feel like VGJ is in the driver's seat in this game. They just need to get a kill or two, and then they kind of wave across these structures. So like 2 kills anywhere in like this area of the map, like in this part, you know, like over here. Whoops. I don't know, dude, this spectator shit is so strange. Anyway, if they get a kill in that crease, they can immediately get at least a tier 3. So that's what they're going to look to do. DC is going to continue to pressure there as a map like this. Force fights close to Dire base.
Well, they get Rubik. Abaddon, borrow time is still ready. Hasn't popped just yet. There we go. Nightmare comes out. Stop him. Invoker's here. Puts the ice wall down and helps set up that kill at Cold Snaps.
I am not a fan of this Radiance rush on that bad, and it's so greedy. Midas into Radiance, and I felt like his team really needed to win the game fast, and that's just not going to happen with those items. And this is super scary. Like this top lane is a big problem for VGJ because they need to address it, and if they just can't get stuff done around the map otherwise. Ritsu TPing back to base, but this is not where you want to be if you're DC.
Oh, Death Prophet. Oh, no. This is bad. He gets hit by the Sunstrike, lifted up in the air with the Yules. Mason on top of him, no. Out comes the open woods. The Sunder to save him. That's a core Terrorblade like that with massive farm. He's having to use the Sunder to save his Death Prophet teammate, but I mean, at least he helps keep him alive. That's the good news, and they are going to prevent a tier 3 tower push for the time being. So it is a hold. Oh, wow. They're smoking out. Fleeing?
They're gonna get Jimmy. They're gonna get Jimmy.
You're right. You know what? You're right. There's a Nightmare. Jimmy, just start running towards him now. Distraction, go. Oh, he gets Ghost phased. Right, Rage TP. He should be good.
I'm sorry. It's too fun. Like, this isn't even bad. This is good. Like Jimmy, I guarantee you Jimmy is laughing harder than I am because he's just like, look at the wards I just placed for my team. I have sick vision. My Invoker's already bottom. He's farming. Like, what's the pause? Like, we're just good here. Oh. Now there's a Rubik and a Slardar trying to kill Invoker. This ain't gonna work, Breaky.
No, this is not gonna work. Deafening Blast, Meteor maybe?
It's not gonna work. That's very ambitious right there. That is betting it all on 3 in a game of roulette right there, Breaky. And unfortunately, it came up
27 or something. Yeah. Not the 3, yeah. That was a failed attempt of all sorts. Yeah, Quakefu's gonna TP out now. Okay, it ends up in a kill on Puck though, to be fair. So, I guess a Rubik for a Puck in the big picture. That's actually not too bad. Yep. VGJ.Storm.
I think if you're VGJ, you gotta look to like go here. I think it's just so hard, man. Invoker's so annoying. He's just gonna spam spells. I don't even know what you do here. This is one of those games where I'm just sad. Game is even if you look at the net worth, but my Baden's got a Radiance, which is cool, but he's not ready to fight for a while.
Yeah.
But this Invoker's already top. He's going to shove. So you got like 45 seconds to make something happen. I like this move. Ritsu's running his illusions in bot, pressuring the tier 3, and they're going to look to make a play here, I think. Ryoyo on his way.
Yeah, what does Invoker do is the question. Is he going to be TPing back? He is. He's going into the trees, by the way. Sand King.
Pop the
meta. He's going to be stunned, but here comes Quakefuck. Goes in with the Tornado only. It's the illusions. There's, yeah, the meta's been popped, but they're running away with this. However, they get the tier 3, so.
I'm fine with that. I like that. I like that. They got something, though. That's the key is they don't want this big team fight just yet because they're still weak, but this gives them map control. They can get these shrines, give more time for this Abaddon to buy some items that actually do things, and they're going to be good to go. Like, the snaking build will pay off if they don't lose a team fight in the next 5-10 minutes, and if they can continue to at least trade the map. But as you can see, this Terrorblade is becoming a big issue. He'll have that Scotty soon, and then he's kind of his own disable. Invis Rune picked up on the Rubik as well. He's hunting mid.
Yeah, saw that right there. He's sitting on top of Puck, trying to maybe see if any teammates could come over. Not the case, though. Meanwhile, Invoker, he's running all the way back to the top lane, using that Ghost Walk very aggressively. And he's going to make his way up here and continue that split push. You see the top tier 3 tower. It's just about dead. So Terrorblade, though, he comes up here, and he's going to look to push out the lane. This could get interesting between them two. Fighting, but speaking of fighting middle lane, some fighting going on. Puck's going to be caught. Lifestealer nearby. May scare them off. Puck also phase shift, and Lucifer orbs on out of there. Mason lifted in by the Rubik, putting in plenty of auto attack damage. Going to flee. The Infest Bomb on top of that. The Dream Cold even committed. They do get the kill, and they also stop Abaddon in his tracks. The Ice Wall keeping him there, and the Cold Snaps to guarantee said kill. How's Roshan looking? Okay, he is up. Are they going to be checking it out maybe? If you're DC. Could DC do this, you think, or would it be too risky?
Oh, I mean, they can, but it's very risky. I just don't think it's necessary. I will say this Roche is actually way more important than the first. One, because Cheese is actually better than Aegis on both of the cores from VGJ, but also because of the third.
Yeah.
And that Refresher Shard is a game-winning Roche for the Dire side. No one on Radiant with double spells really does that much. You could argue Invoker, but he doesn't have like the items to cast all of his huge spells twice, really. And a double meta or a double exorcism is a big deal. They are roaching, and what do you know? The Roche DD, my favorite from the ball.
I'm with you, man. It feels like every time a pretty big Roshan's coming out, it's like, oh, DD spawn. Yeah, about time now. Sand King lifted up. They're going to kill Roshan, so Sand King playing distraction. Mason picks up the Aegis. Cheese picked up by Invoker, I'm guessing, or somebody did. At least maybe the puck right there. Anyways, they do catch Invoker. Lifestealer's inside. Pops the BKB that he just got. Do they have any stopper? Bash proc, maybe. That's not going to work. And he does make it out of there. So he had to BKB for that, but... Wait, did somebody use the Cheese? No, it is on Invoker. Okay. There you go. It is on him now. So they got both the Aegis and the Cheese. And now if you're VGJ.Storm, you can't really push into them, right? I mean, you definitely don't want to be pushing into them with those two.
I'm just waiting. This DP is walking around with 9 armor breaky, and that's just because he's next to the Aquila. If he gets hit by this Deso Lifestealer who's about to finish an AC, he is going to explode like a pinata at a 7-year-old's birthday party when all the kids got into the rum punch.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
Okay. Yeah, that rum punch, man. I don't get those 7-year-olds. Smoke Ink from the Radiant side. Oh, they're going to find Abaddon at least. Maybe not the prime target, but it is a target nonetheless. Gonna pop the Borrowed Time. The Nightmare comes out. You have support from Rubik maybe, but no. He actually pops the Rage on Rubik, but now he's going to be caught by the Fiend's Grip, which of course goes through anyways. And they do kill Rubik. The Tunnel Vision's real. They catch Death Prophet. Oh no, he has a Eels. You're talking about the lack of armor though, as he needs a Desolator. You have plenty of auto tech. He pops a Shrine. It's just not going to matter. Invoker double kill coming out.
400 with that alacrity.
Yeah. Insane damage. You see the top push from Terrorblade, but it's going to be stopped here, and Qualifier goes right to the bottom lane.
I like Ritsu's thinking. I just feel like for him to have won this game, he needed to go like some massive raw damage output into BKB, and they needed to take this fight they're going to take soon, like 5 minutes ago, because now game is still even. Oh, they might have found a vote. Nope, never mind. He got ghost walked through, yeah. But it's just getting scary. This DP is thoroughly fallen off, and this is kind of what happens if you're a DP and you lose map control. You have to deal with this rat, and especially if you have a bunch of death, you just can't really recover. You farm very slowly, and you need like to itemize both for mana regen and increasing your tempo and farm speed, in addition to not dying. And in this game, as you can see, he's gonna have a large issue with the whole not dying.
That AC on Lifestealer, basically just about finished here. These are the more expensive parts of it, but yeah, 3,000 gold saved up. Abaddon pushing out middle lane. There we go, stun happens. Again, Borrowed Time is ready. They're just going to Nightmare him, though. Rubik should take this off. Follow not really there, but Borrowed Time on cooldown now for about 30 seconds. So Abaddon doesn't really want to be picking a fight at this point. Lifestealer inside Puck. Puck with that gem as well. Plenty of map control coming out in favor of the Radiant side here. I'm just thinking about where to go. Looks like push out the middle lane is going to be that answer. Invoker, by the way, another 4,200 gold saved up. So well, the shop is open to him for whatever he really wants to get here at this time. Octarine Core just finished on Death Prophet at least.
Yeah, but it's already so hard to use just one ulti. Oh, mid.
Borrowed Time is back up, so it's going to be popping right here. He will stay alive for the time being. Yule Scepter in the air onto the MSS. That's the play in the puck there. Exorcism pop for this as well. Mason trying to run away, going to man up, but the Aegis is going to be activated as a result. Deafening Blast goes on through, but the Yule Scepter in the air for the Death Prophet. Puts down the Ice Ball, locking on Abaddon and plays Cold Snaps on top. But Mason's going to be shredded by that Terrorblade in the meta form. However, they do get the turn kill onto Abaddon, but he's lost plenty of teammates. Puck and Sand King also killed off. And Qualifier just has to run with Bane.
So that's the big benefit of the Scotty, though, where the Lifestealer is now not a Dota 2 hero. Even though he's so farmed, even though he has like a Midas as his first item, he's so far behind this TB, and he's just going to get hit with a Scotty. And this minus armor doesn't do anything because the Terrorblade's running around with 37 armor. I really would have liked to see him maybe itemized for like a Mjolnir here, or perhaps like the Matumba Man style, like ending with the Daedalus instead of the AC, but we'll see. Other thing is man, Lifesteal is really behind, and the Abaddon's going to become a problem very soon too. I mean, he's going the greediest of all greedy builds,
yeah.
Midas, Radiance, Blink, Octarine, but by the 5th item, you can't kill him anymore, and he's just going to actually output so much damage. The combination of his Curse of Avernus, which also applies through BKB, so it cannot be raged through, and this TB, and the fact that goes to physical damage, like Lifesteal is going to have a very hard time dealing damage, and the Invoker can never really commit. He's never going to do more than he's doing right now. He'll just get more and more annoying, but he's never going to be at a point where he can just win the team fight, unless he hits this like massive double combo. But
yeah,
you know, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, as the game moves on as well, we have to keep an eye on talent trees, again, especially after the patch and all the changes. You look at Invoker, of course, leading the way, level 24. So level 25, I am very curious on. I know that Tornado cooldown is so good, but I do wonder, you know, with all the illusion creations, and on top of that, he did not go the Tornado lift time at level 10. So I don't know if that necessarily would mean he'd go the AoE Deafening Blast, but he's going to have it pretty shortly here. See what he commits to. Sand King, by the way, he's found by Flea on Sauter, so they get a free kill out of that one. And he's going to be dead for 50 seconds, but Invoker pushing out the middle lane, using those Forged Spirits, trying to get that tier 2 tower.
Yep.
And one thing I didn't really touch on yet is that the Slardar Rubik as supports are going to scale and do far more in this game than the Bane Sand King will. Enfeeble doesn't really do anything to a Terrorblade running at you with 7 illusions. Also finished a Butterfly on the TV now as well. He is very, very fat and hard to kill.
Wow.
But the Sand King and Bane just don't really do much anymore, whereas Rubik, by just like stealing another stun, like that'll land a kill on pretty much any hero on DC's lineup, specifically this Puck, if he can get the Sand King stun. Bubba's going to really have to try and do a good job to keep that away from Stan.
Yeah, currently has the open wounds, but going to be looking for that Burrow Strike there. Terrorblade, I was going to say, not only just got that Butterfly, but he also just hit level 20, so 10 more to all stats, and yeah, he look at that armor, man. 45 armor that he has right now. Yeah, good luck killing this guy at this point, it feels like. Especially with all the illusion creation that he brings to the table and the Sunder that he has on top of that. But level 25 just about here for Invoker. The Animite is used, and it is AoE Deafening Blast. So the logic does work out there.
Good job, Breaky.
Just got to pat myself on the back on that one. But yeah, he has that now. So that's something that you're going to have to look out for if you're VGJ.Storm in the midst of a fight, especially if you can get a refresher, or, dare I say that, level, or not a level 3, but the 3rd kill on Roshan. And the refresher stone as a result. That could be a little dangerous.
That's going to be the big thing that both these teams rally around, because I'm sure, oh, he did go Shiva's on Invoker, that's what I thought he would get. I like the choice.
Yeah.
It just gives him a bit more vision, helps clear these illusions even more so, and just natural synergy with this AoE Deafening Blast he just picked up. But this 3rd Roche is key, because if they get that on Terrorblade, I'm fairly certain VGJ just walks up high ground and hits stuff, whereas if the Invoker gets it, he'll be very adept at just prolonging the game even more. And, you know, obviously Lifesteal DP, both of them would love that Aegis too, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Abaddon really just shooting up there in the levels now, of course, not only the XP gain talent, but that Midas has been working out throughout the game, so he's level 22.5. Yeah, level 25 on him. I just always remember that Aphotic Shield talent just being ridiculous, more than doubles the power of that. But you mentioned the Curse of Avernus earlier in the solid use of it this game, so see what direction he goes. But a big fight taking place right here. Qualifier is going to be jumping to the back lines. Can they drop him? Pops the BKB. It's not going to be enough for the initial kill. Puts down the Ice Wall. The Siphon on top of it. Death Prophet. He's locked out with the Fiend's Grip, but no damage is happening. As Sand King's going to be lifted up and thrown in, but he gets the Force Staff away. Nobody is dead yet in this fight. Some way, somehow. Meteor comes out. Not really going to hit anyone. Finally, somebody dies. That's Lifestealer up here was going at it with Terrorblade. The Sunder even needed, just simply auto-attack damage.
In the meantime, Mason did get the top racks, but didn't keep it in. Slardar saw it, killed him immediately, forces the buyback.
Okay, that's what we got right there. So yeah, buyback coming out. There's that AoE Deafening Blast, and the rest is history.
Good play by VGJ, really good play. I love seeing that. When you're getting ratted like that, as soon as you back, you're accepting the fact that 1 or 2 of your supports is probably going to die, maybe even a core. They instead make the very good decision to just leave the racks, take the fight, force DC back to base, and then Ritsu just runs at mid, make sure that they secure that second kill. And now they've picked up a DD. Can't really do much with meta on cooldown, and unfortunately, that's a very early Roche spawn breaky. And if you're a VGJ, you really don't want to contest this with no ultimates.
No,
they
you
do have a DD, but it's just so hard.
Oh man, this is going to be close. They're in the area. Abaddon, he's going to start running in. Bulba will stun him first. Terrorblade sends in some illusions. Here we go. BKB pop by Qualifier. Runs in with the Shivas. Has that AoE Deafening Blast to finish off Rubik Elise, but he buys back immediately. Ritsu. Sunder is ready. Going in on a Qualifier. Qualifier just throws out a Tornado. Needs to run. Has some assistance from MSS as well, but good Ice Wall and slowing them down even further. He's still just running. Epicenter in the backlash and catches Sunder, and he goes down. Lifestealer bomb now in response, and Snake King the borrow time pop, and he goes back to full life, but he's going to start dropping as soon as that wears off. Roshan, how low is he? Look at Ritsu. He's going back in. They lose Snake King, but Ritsu wants to cut Roshan. More buybacks happening. That one in Abaddon. Meanwhile, Snake King's going to be locked down. Nope. He's the one doing lockdown, it looks like, or is hiding in the Samstorm, I should say. Mason sitting on top of Ryoyu now, and he will fall, but Roshan went down. Terrorblade picks up the Refresher Shard. Is going to be picked up by Sauter, actually. Finally grabs it, and Bulba comes in pretty late right there, so somebody got the cheese as well. But they'll lose Invoker. He's dead for 100 seconds, has a buyback if necessary. They're going to lose Mason, though. Double kill for Ritsu to finish it all off. All the buybacks and the decision-making to kill Roshan by Terrorblade while they were fighting. Clearly the better one.
Ritsu just went full Marchand right there, just carrying the team, putting him on his back. 9-0-7 score. Makes a great decision to ditch the fight, let his team die and buy back. I'm going to go secure Roshan, get the Aegis, and that definitely is the move. I love that they expended their buybacks because honestly, who cares if the Abaddon dies? They just need to regroup. They're going to push out this top lane like so and run at the base. They'll have double Terrorblade lives with a Refresher Shard on the starter, as we spoke about before. Although, was that you? No, they gave it to Abaddon.
Yeah.
Now that's pretty damn good too.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, the double borrow time, that's not too shabby. I gotta think though, double exorcism sounds so good. Like so, we'll see if he ends up using it, or maybe he's gonna hand it off to the Death Prophet, perhaps, but perhaps in a circumstance, whatever it calls for. Sand King, gets away initially. The Force Staff, he does still get hit by the Crush though. Heals, Surge off the Haze, Burrow Strike away, and yep, he's good. Well, that was a wild time going off right there. I guess he has an Arcane Rune, so why not? And they take out the Sand King in the end. Gonna force a buyback grab since he's dead for 60.
Key thing is the lanes are pushed. Illusion shoved out top the whole way. Bottom lane's fine. They're just going to go straight for top.
True.
And this is what you want to do if you're VGJ. Just force a fight. Say, come at us, brah. They can't. They're going to kill these Raxes. This is going to go to a game 3 break.
Looks
Game
like
3.
It. Looks like
My favorite thing in Dota.
I'm excited. We got Bane dying. That's happened a bit this game. And that's going to be Mega Creeps coming out for VGJ.Storm. So,
honestly, they just got Ritsu. Terrorblade, just strongest hero in this game. Not really countered by anything but the Invoker, and Invoker's got to hit beautiful spell combos. All Terrorblade has to do is kick back, relax, right click.
Last ditch effort here. Deafening Blast already used by Quick Bust Sunstrike. Gonna hit Death Prophet, but it's just not enough. In fact, Ritsu's not even aiming for the Ancient. He's going for Mason. He'll get him double kill. And that really should all but do it.
See that guy explode? Slardar TB, man. He just did so much damage. Yeah. So much damage. And I expect that hero to be banned or contested a bit more because I know DC respects it a lot. And I'm sure that after losing this game, you know, clock out of the pool, they had a pretty good draft, but it just felt like that Slardar, the amp damage combined with all of this raw DPS output from like mostly the TB, but also of course the event and the DP, like what can you do? Felt like Koifa could have probably played a little better in that Roche fit. I didn't really see his spells synergize too well with what his teammates were looking to do, and you know, got burned a bit. But hey, it's game 3. Both teams playing pretty well, and I think we'll probably know who stands to have an advantage after the draft, because I think that's going to be what decides this last game.
Yeah, well, you're definitely pretty comfortable with the draft of VGJ.Storm that time around, and it by all means paid off for them in the long run right there. Ritsu 11-0-8 on that Terrorblade. Obviously, that's just a stat line, though. For watching the game, you understand that he did a lot of work throughout that game, no doubt. So, VGJ.Storm forces the 3rd game, and excited indeed. We got game number 3 coming up. Summit 8, excuse me. NA qualifiers happening right here on Breaky CPK. Joined by Kyle. Stay tuned. Game number 3 coming up next.